Hey everybody, New2younic here, and welcome to 2019. It is January, and what we're going to be going over today is my 6 tips and tricks.
And go another one, think you know what he talking about. I got another countdown.
For how to really rip those abs out.
I know what I'm doing. I can go to the gym. With all the countdowns, 5, top 10, top 5, why did you do 6, Nick? Why? 6 is for 6-pack! Ooh! Number 1.
All right, tip number 1 is going to be roll those hips backwards. We're going to basically take our hips, roll them backwards. Okay, so our lower back can be that pivot point. I got a little bit of butt, but I don't want to use my butt as a pivot point. I got a little bit of butt. Roll those hips back, and now I can use my back as a pivot point. You want to do this for 2 reasons. One of those reasons is I don't want to use my back while I'm doing my abs, right? I'm doing abs. The other reason is it makes it easier to originate every movement that I do from my abs. We're going to go with a sit-up now, and if my back is off the floor, now running that hand through, you can see that. We don't want that. I want to roll those hips backwards, and now I have to use my abs to get up. I can't do anything with my back as far as getting a sit-up in. So from there, I want to sit up all the way up. Okay, I got a tight squeeze in my abs. I don't want to keep that squeeze all the way down, and I want to find the floor with my lower back. Still tightly squeezed in those abs, and now I can slowly release on the way down. All the way up, find the floor with my back, and slow on the way down. Might make it a little bit easier to target those muscles on the way up and on the way down.
I'm ready for number 2.
Tip number 2 is going to be your abs determine the range of motion. How far you move is not as important as what muscles are doing the movement. We've all been there where you can't actually get all the way up. Now I'm throwing my head and my arms. What does it matter that I did 100 crunches if I did all that to do it? All I want those crunches to come out of is going to be my abs. So if I am doing crunches, and I'm slaving away at it, and I'm trying to get to those high numbers, and I'm not getting both of my shoulder blades off the ground every rep, that's okay. I still want to keep continuing getting that squeeze until I get to my high count. Let's see how high I can go, and then the rest of them until I get to my high count, I guess I'll be doing them just getting that squeeze. But the squeeze is actually working the muscles or keeping that isolation that I want, and I'm not throwing my head and using my arms and all that other stuff.
No, he took my pencils. What? Oh, sweet. Better late than never.
Number 3.
Tip number 3 is going to be timing and pace. Most of your ab exercises require you to have control of your body all the way throughout the movement. So that's up and down. I don't know any exercises that just let you just slop your back down on the ground, or they recommend that. I find that timing and pace, or keeping a mindful eye on how fast I go up and come down, is a good way to isolate and keep control of my body. So, for example, if I'm doing crunches, that's not necessarily a movement where it's very far. So usually I've got a high rep count. But also with crunches, you want to actually burn with crunches as opposed to getting a full-on sit-up all the way up, all the way down, timing it, finding your back. So for a crunch, it's going to be more of a fire or quick fire rapid motion. However, on the way down, I don't want to just slop down and then squeeze back up. Okay, what I like to do is get high, get all the way up, get both shoulder blades off the ground, quick as I can. And then I want to slowly release 1 to 2 seconds, or maybe a second half. Squeeze, 1 1002, 1 1002, 1 1002, 1 1002. But I can control and keep that control throughout the exercise, really isolating and burning out my abs. And another thing about timing and pace, watch your time on rest time.
No, you don't have time to send a text message, check a quick snap.
Usually you only have about 10 seconds between ab exercises. Get back on it, burn, reps.
Do you have a pencil sharpener?
Number 5.
Tip number 4 is negative reps can help you isolate the muscles or muscle groups you're trying to work. This especially helped me out when I was trying to do oblique crunches and only trying to isolate those obliques. So of course, it's a little hard to get into that. You want to throw your legs over to the side, and now I've got that little twisted up action. Walk those shoulders back, And then I want to sit up, getting both shoulder blades off the ground and be at the very positive or the extreme positive portion of the movement. Okay, so I'm all the way at the top, and now I want to relax everything else that it doesn't take to sit me up here until I'm down to the bare bones of what it takes for me to have my shoulder blades off the ground. Now I want to just slowly release from there and then squeeze those to get back up. Obviously, that's not going to happen in the first rep, so it's going to take some practice. But it's a good way to isolate just using my obliques, or if I want to do just straight up sit-ups, sit all the way up at the very positive of it, have a tight squeeze, and then slow release to come down.
Number 5.
Tip number 5 is if isolation becomes too difficult to do, just stop. Get back focused on the fundamentals of whatever that exercise is. Where's my aiming point? What abs should be working? Get back to the fundamentals of that exercise. A lot of times, mid-set, it's hard to isolate and just work the muscles that we're trying to work. And a lot of times that's due to fatigue, but since we want to keep on going, maybe another muscle group or a back or something like that wants to help out. Just stop, give it 10 to 15 seconds, and then hop right back in.
6 is for 6-pack!
Tip number 6.
Might save you a little frustration.
Recognize what you're using. I get it. Some of us got to use our arms to get up. Maybe you're throwing your arms on your exercise, throwing your head a little bit instead of keeping the chin tucked. Just recognize the momentum you're creating with your arms or your shoulders or your neck throwing and all that stuff. That momentum that you're creating there, that's not what you're getting for your abs. So you're saying, oh my goodness, I do all these sit-ups and whatnot. However, you're using your back or you're throwing your arms and doing all the exercise. Might be why your abs aren't coming in.
And there you have it, my 6 tips and tricks to ripping and shredding those abs out.
Number 1, rotate those hips back. Number 2, abs are going to determine your range of motion. Number 3, don't forget to keep that timing and pace on your mind. Number 4, negative reps can benefit your ab set. Number 5, sometimes it's good to stop and refocus on whatever exercise you're doing. And number 6, don't forget what you're doing. Pay attention. Might save some of you guys some frustration.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to click that like button. It's right around down there somewhere. And if you want to see some more content, gonna be putting more on there all through 2019. Click that subscribe button down there. And if you want to get notifications, click that little bell.
Hell, maybe you knew one thing, 2 things, or learned something. Maybe you didn't learn anything, but I bet you know somebody who could. So share it.
Thanks again. Don't forget to wear your gear and have a blessed day.